Hey guys, and welcome to episode 6 of the DayZ Beginner's Guide series. And in today's video, we're going to cover medical stuff to look out for and carry on you at all times to make sure that you are topped off on your health, to heal up some bleeds, and to heal up some diseases that you may run to as well. So without further ado, let's hop into DayZ. All right, guys, we are in DayZ. If I open up my inventory, here's kind of pretty much all like the medical items you'll find in the game or craft. So rags, you usually spawn with 4 of these. Like you can see here, I have them in my hotbar already. These will stop bleeds, and you can make these by cutting up clothes on the ground. So if you find something on the ground that you're not going to wear, either because it's too damaged or because it doesn't have good enough insulation, you can use a knife or an axe to chop it up, cut up into rags, and then now you have something to heal bleeds. Bandages do that as well. We'll go over that in just a second. Chlorine tablets, we went over these in the energy and hydration video. These will purify water for you. So if you aren't near a well and you need to top off on your thirst, and you have like a bottle to put it in, you can go over to like a creek or something like that, top one of these in there, and it'll purify the water to drink so you don't get sick. And epinephrine will it's like an adrenaline shot. So basically, if you're playing with someone and they go unconscious for whatever reason and they get knocked out, you can hit them with these and it'll wake them up immediately instead of having to wait for them to wake up. So this is like if you're teaming with people and maybe they get knocked out for whatever reason, maybe someone hits them with like a bat, you kill the person, and then you can boom hit them with that and they'll wake them up immediately. But these are pretty useful if you're teaming. Morphine, so if your health goes into the yellow or red, you'll walk and run slower. A morphine injection will boost up your ability to run at full speed, even if your health isn't in the white. So if you're like limping around because you're at red health and you run into a player, you can pop a morphine, and then it'll let you run like you're in white health for a duration of time. Multivitamins, these are good to just have on you and take them constantly. Basically it'll strengthen your immune system, so it's harder for you to get sick. So these are good to have on you. Charcoal tablets, these are kind of like a pill to take if you get sick. There's a certain disease, I want to say it's salmonella. So if you eat from like anything that will make you sick, basically, so like rotten foods, raw meat, or like bad water, you take these and it'll help you fight off that disease. Codeine pills is pretty much the same thing as a morphine. It just doesn't last as long as a morphine. A blood collection kit, so you can throw this in with so if you look down, just put it in my hands. If you look down the bottom left, it says collect my blood. So these are good to have on you if, for example, right, let's say you and the person you're playing with can share each other's blood. It's good to have both of you have one of these on you full, so that way if you guys get into a fight and one of you are low on blood, you can combine this with an IV kit to give yourself blood or to give that person blood once it's full. So these are kind of handy to have on hand. Not necessary at all times, but if you find them, keep them. IV start kit, so this can be combined with either the saline bag or the blood collection kit, and it'll basically put the IV in it, and then that way you can distribute it to yourself or other people. Let's move on to saline bag. So the saline bag will basically give you a boost of blood regeneration. So you can combine this with an IV kit, throw it in your hands. I'll do that now just to show you. And you'll create an IV saline bag, and then with that you can hook that up to you or another person, and then your blood regeneration will go way faster. So that's kind of handy. I'll just kind of put that back in there. Splints, so if you happen to like fall off a bigger drop and break a leg, fracture a bone, or if someone shoots you in the leg and fractures it, you throw this on and then you'll not walk with a limp anymore. You can craft these, as you can tell by just the picture itself. You just need some rags and some short sticks to make a splint, and then you can find these first aid pouches, and they're basically just like another pouch to have inside of something. So if you put this in your hands, inside of it I have some other stuff. So bandages, like I said, these are pretty much the same exact thing as rags, except the use time is a lot faster. So if I was bleeding and I healed up with a rag, it'd take a little bit longer than with a bandage. So if you find these, I'd hotbar them as well just to have it on hand. So like if you have the time to use a rag, as they're just easier to come across since you can craft them. And then if you're in a pinch and you need to top off a bleed quickly, use a bandage. Tetras, These are basically like antibacterial, antibiotic medicine to take. So they'll kind of help you fight off any diseases or sicknesses you come across. These are very handy in the like beginning of the game. If you don't have the right amount of clothes, especially insulation wise, to keep yourself warm, you can get a cold because you're obviously cold in the game. Multivitamins and tetras will help you fight this disease faster. I've noticed that if you take, you only need to take one, by the way. Taking multiples won't help anything. So if you were to come across tetras and multivitamins, you could take both of them, and then it'll speed up the process even faster to fight off diseases. So that's kind of helpful. And then the last item we have here is a blood test kit. So you can put this, let me put this back in here. You can put this in your hands and test your blood. And basically what this does is it pricks you, tests it to see what type of blood you have. So that way you can figure out what type of blood you need, if you need a transfusion or if you need a, like, for example, let's say you're teaming and he's low on blood. All right, does my blood fit? So that's a way to test your blood. I think it's very helpful to find one of these and just use it. And then basically what it'll do, I'll actually do it right now to show you. So you test your blood and it'll do this process, and then I'll show you what it does. It's kind of cool, actually. All right, so after the blood test kit, it came up with a little negative sign next to the blood symbol. I'll zoom in on that so you can tell. But basically, after you take a blood test kit, it displays what blood type you have next to your blood drop symbol down on the bottom right of the screen. I don't have a letter next to my negative, which usually means you're O negative, which is kind of like the worst one in the damn game, which sucks, but doesn't really matter. This is just kind of like a test server for me. But yeah, the blood test kits can be very helpful, as they basically just tell you what blood you can receive and what blood you can give. So if you're teaming with people, it's very helpful. Or if you're solo, you're running around, you're like, hey, I need blood, this is my blood type. It's very useful. But yeah, those are kind of the different medical options you have in the game. Basically, there's 3 ways you can find medical items in the game. Hospitals, which I'll have a picture of one up now. I'll show you on the map too. So if we were to go into Electro, because I know there's one in Electro, this right here is a symbol. On the I Survive map, it also shows you where hospitals are. So keep an eye out for those. Like I said, I'll have a picture, or I should have shown a picture already, of what a hospital building looks like. They're pretty like obvious once you recognize them. They're just single story long buildings with a blue roof. You can also, I've found like multivitamins in like gas stations and little like convenience stores. And then the only other way really I know of is either by getting lucky in like a zombie's dead body or a player's dead body. But yeah, if I were you, if you were to get sick, for example, all right, let's say you spawn in, you can't find you can't find the clothes you need to stay warm, so you get a cold. What I would do from there is make fires a lot, as it keeps you warm, and then go on your map, find a hospital, work your way towards it. Once you get to that hospital, loot it all up, see if you can't find any tetras or multivitamins, as those help a lot. But yeah, that was kind of just like a brief, quick rundown of the medical system. Some things that I would keep on hand at all time would probably be rags or bandages or both, some sort of morphine injector or painkiller pills so to run quickly if I need to, and then tetras and multivitamins. Everything else here, right, like epinephrine, chlorine tablets, and like the blood test kits and the saline bags are helpful. But if you're short on space, I wouldn't worry about it. I would just worry about the basic medical stuff, which would be, like I said, rags, bandages, some sort of antibiotic, and some sort of painkiller. And then multivitamins, if you find them, are just helpful to take at all times, no matter what. And then splints, I would craft maybe 1 or 2. The only issue is they take up a lot of space. So, I mean, it could be helpful to carry them on you just in case something were to happen. But out of all my hours I've played, I haven't ran into a broken leg yet, so I haven't worried about crafting them. But if you ever need to, they're not that hard to craft. Like I said, just said some short sticks, some rags, you're good to go there. But yeah, guys, that'll kind of wrap up for the medical side. Let's hop back out to the full cam to end up today's video. All right, guys, that'll wrap up today's video on medical in DayZ. Hopefully this helps you guys if you're having any issues trying to figure out, okay, great, I'm sick. What am I going to do to get rid of this sickness? Or what can I take to stop bleeds? Stuff like that. The only thing I've noticed is when it comes to your health itself. So if your blood's low, you can refill that with a blood bag. If your health is low, you're just gonna have to wait for it to fill up over time, and it's a very slow process. So if you get into an altercation of some sort, you bled for a little while, you healed up your bleeds, and now your health is low, you're just gonna have to kind of lay low and chill until your health regenerates, as it's just kind of a passive thing. There's nothing you can really do to speed up the process. But yeah, guys, I stream live on Twitch every day of the week. So if you have any questions about DayZ, or you just want to stop by and say hi, feel free to head over there and see what's up there. I'd greatly appreciate it. The link for that will be down in the description. I also post my stream highlights on TikTok. So if you want to go over there, see the content, see what I'm up to during the streams, I greatly appreciate it. The link for that will be in the description too. But yeah, guys, that's it for me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, as all those will greatly help the channel grow, and I'd appreciate it very much. But yeah, guys, thanks for stopping by, hanging out, and watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.